You're sitting in a dimly lit room, adrenaline still pumping after the Mobland Season 1 finale. The screen fades to black, but your mind is racing. Harry's bleeding out, Conrad's finally cornered, Eddie's vanished right before the safe house explodes, and Kat McCallister, who's been lurking in the background, suddenly steps into the spotlight. Have you ever watched a show and thought, wait, did I just witness the birth of a new kingpin, or something even more dangerous? That's exactly where Mobland left us. And trust me, what's coming next is about to blow everything wide open. Let's dive into Mobland Season 2, what we know, what we can guess, and the mysteries that are already keeping fans up at night. But before we unravel the future, a quick heads up, spoilers ahead for Season 1, and some wild theories you won't want to miss. First things first, when is Mobland Season 2 actually coming out? That's the question on everyone's mind. Here's the catch, Paramount hasn't officially given the green light for Season 2 yet. But don't panic. This is totally normal for a breakout show. Studios want to see how the first season performs before locking in more episodes. Still, with the buzz Mobland has generated and the ratings it's pulled in, I'd be surprised if we don't get an announcement soon. Tom Hardy himself has hinted that the creators have plenty more story to tell, and with Ronan Bennett, the genius behind Top Boy, at the helm, a multi-season arc feels almost guaranteed. So, when can we expect to see Season 2? Let's look at the facts. Mobland's first season went from production in November 2024 to release in March 2025, a lightning-fast turnaround. But here's our first mystery box. With so many A-list actors like Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, and Paddy Considine, will scheduling slow things down? Or will the creative team pull off another quick release? My best bet, circle June or July 2026 on your calendar. That gives them time for writing, production, and the post-production magic we've come to expect. It's a wait, but if Season 2 is anything like the first, it'll be worth every second. Now, let's talk story. This leads us to an even more fascinating discovery. Kat McCallister is poised to become the central threat. Remember when she told Harry she wanted him on her side, and made it clear that refusing her would make him an enemy? That wasn't an empty threat. Even Conrad looked genuinely rattled when Harry mentioned Kat's name. We haven't seen her full power yet, but that's about to change. Here's your next mystery box. What's Kat's real endgame? Is she aiming to take out the heroines, or is there an even bigger, unseen force backing her rise to power? Keep watching, because I have a theory that might change how you see her character entirely. But Kat isn't the only one with a target on her back. The Harron Empire is in chaos. Serafina thinks she's ready to take over, but is she really up for the job? Kevin and Harry are working together, but Kevin has already said he'd take out his own father if necessary. And then there's Eddie, who's just learned that Kevin isn't really his father, thanks to Maeve's careful manipulation. With his chaotic mindset and a new sense of entitlement, Eddie could turn on the family and try to seize power for himself. Which brings us to another curiosity gap. Will Eddie's quest for control tear the family apart from the inside, or will an outside force, maybe Kat, exploit their weakness first? The seeds of a civil war are everywhere, and it's only a matter of time before someone makes a move. Speaking of moves, let's not forget Conrad. He's built his empire on fear and loyalty, but even his own family and rivals are starting to see the cracks. I wouldn't be surprised if Conrad gets out of prison early, thanks to that recording Kevin had, and immediately finds himself fighting to keep what little power he has left. But here's the twist, sometimes, the biggest threat isn't the enemy at the gates, it's the traitor in your own house. And that leads us to another burning question, who's really going to make it out alive? Given how ruthless this world is, I'd bet we're in for some shocking deaths. As much as I love Paddy Considine's take on Kevin, his emotional decision-making is a recipe for disaster. In Mobland, logic wins, and emotion gets you killed. Jan and Gina, who've already been pushed to their limits, could end up as collateral damage or even pawns in someone else's game. As alliances shift and new threats emerge, no one is truly safe. Let's talk cast. Season 1's performances were a huge part of what made Mobland so addictive. While some characters, like Jeff Bell's Richie Stevenson, Daniel Betts Brendan, Lisa Dwan's O'Hara, and Antonio Gonzalez Guerrero's Kiko, won't be returning, RIP, most of the main players are likely back for round 2. Expect to see Tom Hardy as Harry, Pierce Brosnan as Conrad, Paddy Considine as Kevin, Joanna Froggatt as Jan, Laura Pulver as Bella, Helen Mirren as Maeve, Anson Boone as Eddie, Mandeep Dhillon as Serafina, Teddy Allen as Gina, Jasmine Jobson as Zosa, and Janik Mukhtar as Kat McCallister. And with the show's growing buzz, don't be surprised if some new faces join the mix. Mobland's casting has been spot on so far, and I can't wait to see who else gets pulled into this world. But here's your final mystery box: where is Eddie Harrigan during the ending, and what role will he play when the dust settles? His disappearance before the explosion is no accident, and I have a feeling his return will be a game-changer for everyone involved. So, to sum it all up, Mobland Season 2 is shaping up to be even more explosive than the first, with power struggles, betrayals, and new alliances on the horizon. The only thing we know for sure? No one's position is safe, and the real battle for control is just beginning. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and be the first to know every twist, theory, and casting update, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You'll get deep dive breakdowns, exclusive predictions, and all the Mobland news as soon as it drops. Drop your theories and burning questions in the comments. Who do you think will rise, and who's destined to fall? And if you need something to fill the Mobland-shaped hole in your life while we wait for Season 2, check out Top Boy, written by the same creator. It's just as gripping, maybe even better. Thanks for watching, and remember, in Mobland, trust no one. I'll see you in the next one.